right, welcome back to another episode of The Lone Roller. It is I, Leon, the one that plays the game, the one that interprets the results of the table and makes up all the voices. Recap on the last episode. Talti was able to escape captive after a very intense medical procedure that has now left him without a left eye. He was able to incapacitate the one guard and the technician, and then was able to stumble in search of Prayuh, stumbled into Prayuh, who was able to escape his captivity, and they both ran into each other. Talti, wanting to leave, was stopped when Prayuh felt that this was the only opportunity they were going to get with Vicente to get some information out of him. Reluctant to do so, Talti went with them and found that Vicente and Emelina were celebrating their victory. With their guard down, Prayuh and Talti were able to sneak on them, incapacitate Emelina, and hold Vicente at knife point in questioning. What they got from him is one piece of information, is that everybody within what I am now dubbing the cabal of Vamajan, is that everybody involved only knows one person, and that is Senator Vamajan. They don't know who else is involved in the cabal, and with that, they had no choice, Talti and Prayuh, but to leave. However, Talti, seeking revenge over the invasion of his privacy and the loss of his left eye, decided to plunge the neurotoxin syringe into the spine of Vicente, leaving him enough to leave him fully paralyzed. Prayuh and Talti make their escape off the planet and are now in midst of travel, where Prayuh has now mentioned that they should seek medical attention and a replacement for the loss of Talti's eye. We have crossed out Vicente off of the list. He's no longer an NPC we're going to worry about because he's fully paralyzed. There we go. Completely useless to not only Senator Vamajan, but to us in the story as well. And with that, we also crossed out the search of Vicente on the threads, and we have a new thread now, which is, we actually have two. One is to seek out medical attention for Talti. The second is to now find the identities of the other members of the cabal. How many are there, and who are they? Everything that happened in the prior scene has now brought the chaos factor down to 7. A 70% chance of the scene altering or being interrupted. As always, we test our scene. The scene being that Prayuh and Talti are going to a medical facility, and I would have to assume, given the circumstances of Talti and the character that is Prayuh, we're looking for one that is off-grid and not connected to any any hospitals or medical facilities connected to the star system's government, which I have dubbed, on a random roll table, by the way, the Mauve Society. Well, that's what it's nicknamed. That's what the people in the star system have nicknamed the government itself. With that said, let's test our scene. Rolling my brand new dice provided by Midnight Fury Designs. Thank you guys so much for these dice. They are pretty. I just love the fact that they're just like this nice red with a tinge of black to them. It's very much me. Thanks, guys. So we are rolling our first testing the scene. It is a 3. The scene is altered. How is it altered? Let's find out. Let's go right into our handy dandy Mythic GM emulator. Okay, let's see. I don't want to adjust the scene by making two adjustments, or do I? Let's see. Make two adjustments. I rolled a 7 again, and when you roll a 7 to 10, you make two adjustments. So we're just staying on two adjustments. I rolled a 9. I rolled a 10 again. 2, add a character. 6, add an object. Ooh, add a character and add an object. Okay, so we're adding a new character. All right, let's find who. 65. Mysterious. 55. Justice. Roll on the action meaning tables onto what? So we have mysterious, justice, 65, open, 50, investment, open investment. Let's find out where. 97, warm, 61, natural, warm, natural, 98, use, 44, illusion. Okay, so we got enough to build a new NPC, and then we're going to focus on the object later. So mysterious justice, open investment, warm natural, use illusion. So mysterious justice, they are somebody who is working behind the scenes. Ooh, I know. They're connected to that group that Talti has forgotten about. When he originally helped them out, his memory was removed. But so somebody connected to that is here or is about to come into the scene. Open investment, they're going to now do something. They've been following. That's the thing. They've been following Talti this entire time, just keeping a watchful eye on him. And they see that he lost his eye, that something has happened because something didn't go right. And now they're going to now invest in his eye. And where they're located is from somewhere warm and natural, meaning that they probably come from a very tropical climate, either a whole entire planet that is like that, or the fact that they just come from a warm and natural climate. They're connected to nature. And it's very warm. And now finally use illusion. They're going to come in. They're going to come in as a hologram, or they're going to project themselves into Praya's ship. And so here's what happens. Praya, concerned for his friend, is flying his ship to the most nearby medical facility, trying to find help for Talti to get his eye replaced. He's looking at Talti and saying, Talti, we're gonna get you we're gonna get you a new eye. I promise you we'll do something about that eye. Talti is in silence, holding his left eye where his left eye was. He nods his head, acknowledging Praya, and he just says, "Thank you." And in that moment, as they're flying, an astral projection flickers into reality into the cockpit, catching both Pariah and Talti off guard. They look and they see this astral projection come in, its voice modified in such a way that it speaks to them. And it says to Talti and Pariah that I have come. We have been following you, Talti. Actually, let me take my hand out of my mouth. We've been following you, Talti. For some time now, you are connected with us. And with that, we are keeping a watchful eye on you. We have seen that things have gone wrong when you went to see Vicente. And with that, you have lost something great to you, your eye. We are going to now help you out. And with that, they tweak the ship to start redirecting to another location. The computer coordinates on the map become fizzed out, so they do not know where they're going exactly. Prior, it's like, whoa, what's what's happening? What you're taking over my this is my ship. What are you doing? He's trying to manipulate, but nothing is responding to Prior's command, and the ship starts to now move in the direction of another planet. The planet being this nice, warm, and natural location. They are landing. They land and are brought out. The astral projection the entire time assures them that everything will be fine, Talti. And you, Priya, there's nothing to worry about at all. For we only want to help Talti. And we want to help this star system. Please, the medical facility is not too far from here. You can find it east of where you've landed. And with that, they land. And there has been an object added to it. So, what is that object? Add an object. Add a significant object to your expected scene. If nothing logical comes to mind, you can roll for inspiration on the meaning tables. And in this case, they give a. Perhaps the Roman characters entered the castle of the PCCs, a sword lying on the ground that belonged to one of the missing soldiers, indicating that they were brought this way. So we have to now add an object. We'll roll for inspiration on the meaning table. 21, deactivate it. 68, odd. Deactivate it and the word odd. Would this mean that in some strange way the astral projection of this mysterious person who projected some and essentially hacked into Praya's Praya's ship's control to bring them back. Also deactivated how to be scouted or be located by anybody, enemies or allies included. Praya and Talti get off the ship, albeit a little nervous. Talti and Praya exchange looks with one another. Do you really think, Praya says, do you really think that we can really trust this? Talti looks, holding his missing eye. He looks at Praya and says, Praya, I do not know what is even happening. All I know is that they obviously want to help. And for some odd reason, I helped them and purposely gave up the memory of helping them. I see to it that I must trust them in some way, given the fact that now we don't have a choice in the matter. They landed your ship in this unknown coordinate of this very warming location. Naturally built that it is, with beautiful, lush trees and greenery and ocean, the climate being so warm, they were told to head east, and that is what they do. Eventually, coming upon a building, there they are greeted by not a person, but a medical android. And the android looks at Talti and Prayuh and speaks out and says,
"You must be my patient. I am here to help you out."
Prayuh and Talti are taken aback by this and say, can we really trust this? They have no other choice but to do so. Talti looks at the android. Yes, your your constituents or your handlers say you can help me. And he opens up the bandage that was over his eye and shows the fact that he is missing an eye. The medical android looking at Talti says,
"Is that a problem? I can help you out. Please follow me."
and he brings him in. Prayuh is still a little nervous. He's like, what's going on? I don't know if I can really trust this. The android leading him in says,
"Please take a seat right here, and I will be with you shortly."
as Talti sits down, he takes a deep breath. It almost reminds him of the other facility that took his eye. He tries not to think of the two things as one. And he takes a deep breath and he tries to calm his nerves. Prayuh going, Are you nervous? Are you nervous, Talti? Prayuh, I am a little bit nervous. Thank you. I'm just trying to calm myself. Okay, well, I'm here if you need any help, all right? Thank you, Prayuh. You are essentially a good friend, and I appreciate you. The android comes back.
"Please lay back."
And he pulls out a syringe and he injects it and starts to numb the area around his eye. The android begins to start working with all the medical tools that he has and the technology and the electronics, grabbing a prosthetic eye, connecting the optic nerves to that prosthetic eye, testing it out to see that it is now getting vision. Talti can now start seeing out of his left eye again, even though it's not his real left eye, but it is his now. It's his eye. Oh yeah, I could have used that deactivated odd here in this instance, but that's totally fine. We used it in that other tweaking of the scene. It would have been great to use it on this eye, but I do want to ask a question. With a chaos factor of 7, does the eye get a special treatment of some kind? We'll call that 50-50, chaos factor 7. 52 is the result. And that is a yes. The eye does get something special to it. Besides the ability, obviously, to see, it now gets something else. What that is, let's roll on the meaning table on objects and see what Talti gets with his eye. 79, reassuring. 42, guidance. Ooh, reassuring guidance. Okay. Salty's eyes not only is able to see like a normal eye, it can read people's body temperature, and using an AI can actually interpret body language, as well as getting a reading of the general atmosphere. Is it breathable? Things like that. So the eye has become a much more useful thing. It can read the atmosphere and get a status on on whatever the climate or the atmosphere is, and then two, it can read body languages using AI, as well as seeing body temperatures. So now Talti has a reassuring guidance that when someone is telling the truth or someone is being deceptive, giving him much more of an advantage or to his skill checks. After the eye is complete, the android says,
Installation is complete. Thank you so much for your patience.
Talti, having the new eye, blinking, a little disoriented. Oh, okay. And he looks out of just his left eye. Okay. And he looks right at the android. The android, in a very non expressive way, is giving him a very reassuring smile that the left eye is picking up on now. And it reads to him that it is a genuine, authentic, reassuring smile. He looks over at Praya, who's also relieved that his compatriot, his friend, this comrade this entire time is okay, and his left eye picks up on those readings. The android asks,
Is everything okay? Are you able to see out of that eye?
"Yes, thank you very much. I can see out of it, and I feel that I can see a lot more. Please, what has happened? I feel like I can see things more clearly with such clarity."
That is simple. I've given you an eye that can pick up and read more. It is able to read body signatures and body language and give you such, and as well as read the status of the area that you are in and the environment. It is a much better eye than your organic eye.
Yes, I see that. This feels very useful. Thank you very much. And please give your thanks to your constituents, whatever they're doing and whoever they are. I don't know what my alignment is with them or even my reasoning. It is very apparent they want to stay mysterious.
That is true. They want to remain unknown for many reasons, security purposes. Please and thank you. Is there anything else I can help you with?
Praya and Talti look at each other, and Talti, wanting to take advantage of this, asks the android, "Is it possible to know who the people who are supporting me, who are they?" Does Is that enough? I'm going to say that's a pretty difficult skill check. I'm going to give that a pretty difficult skill check, being the fact that this is an android. I'm going to give this a challenge rating of 14. Rolling my new dice now. It's like I want to roll. Yeah, even if we were to put that challenge to a 12, which it feels like it should have been a 12 because even a true master would have had difficulty with this. It felt like a 12 would have been better. And on that, he's not able to convince this android. The android says,
No, I cannot give you that information. I am sorry. Is there anything else I can help you with?
"I just want to know one thing. If I cannot find out who they are they here to help me? Can you at least answer that? Are they here with good intentions to help me?" The android looks and says,
They are here to do what is best for the star system.
Talti nods his head. "Thank you. Thank them for me. And thank them for the eye. And thank you for the eye."
You are welcome. If there's anything else,
"No. Are we able to get back on our ship and head back to where we were going to?"
yes, you have fully control of your ship again.
"Thank you." And they exchange goodbyes. Praya and Talti now leave, getting back on the ship. The ship now back in Praya's control. They lift off and take off right off of this mysterious planet. Although everything still fizzed out, they have no idea where they're going. But as they get far enough away, eventually things kind of click back to normal, and they're able to see the map again and have locations access to locations back to them. They set a course back, but wherever they came from, it cannot come back. It is out of their browsing history, if you will. And they set their course back to Ascension for their next mission. And with that, we end the scene. It was a great scene. It was great. I still liked it a lot. I had a lot of fun doing that. We gave Praya a fan. We gave not Praya. We gave Talti a fantastic new eye. Now we got a little bit of the people, this other faction that exists in this star system that's hiding in the shadows, that is working with good intentions to help out the star system. And now Talti and Praya head back to Ascension to give her the news of what has happened and what transpired with Vicente. And with that, we end this episode. As always, please check me out on social medias, Alternative Zen on Instagram and on Twitter. Follow my blog, Stillfoxes.home.blog. Once again, the dice that I was using were provided to me by Midnight Fury Designs. Thanks so much again for tuning in, Capybaras. Until next time, we'll see you on the next episode of The Lone Roller. Thanks for stopping by.